Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dustin here, and behind me I have got the new to the channel 2004 Chevy Silverado that we recently purchased. I'm sure you guys, if you guys have been following the channel very long, you've kind of got to look at this guy, but not really in depth like what we're going to do today. And the title of the video today is how much truck can you get for under 10 grand. So the truck behind me here, 2004 Chevy Silverado Duramax, I paid under $10,000 for. And now I want to do a little challenge here, guys. Comment down below how much you think I paid for this truck, and at the end of the video I'm going to tell you how much I actually gave for it. No cheating, don't skip to the end, just go ahead and comment how much you think I paid for it. Alright, so this is the truck that we've had for a few weeks now. It's a 2004 Chevy Silverado Duramax. It's the LB7, so it is the earlier model Duramax, but I just kind of wanted to give you guys an overview of this truck here so you guys can gauge how much truck you guys can get and how nice of a truck you guys can get for under 10 grand if you're really looking. So as you can see here, just looking at it, overall it's pretty straight. It's a 15-year-old truck, so it does have its flaws. So let's kind of walk around the exterior so I can show you guys around it. You can see we've got some aftermarket wheels, some Moto metals. They're 18-inch. We've got some Calvary all-terrain tires. I'm not familiar with the brand, but they've got pretty good tread wear. They're evenly worn too, so that's really nice about these. And they're bigger than what stock calls for. They're a 275/70 18-inch wheel, and as you can tell, it is stanced a little. It's got a little, it sticks out of the wheel well a little bit, which is kind of nice. We got the sweet Arkansas Razorback license plate in the front, which I am from Arkansas in case you guys didn't know. We got the tow mirrors already with the built-in LEDs in them. You can see there. Really nice feature of this truck, something that's worth some money on it. We've actually got the turnover ball gooseneck hitch, as you can see, and overall the frame is in really good shape. That's one really cool thing about this truck, is not only is the body pretty darn straight, the frame is in really good shape and not all that rusty. Check out these rockers, guys. They are in pretty darn good shape. You don't see many Chevys like this. Cab corner, pretty well good to go. I did wax the truck a weekend or two ago, but we just use it quite a bit driving around on these dirt roads, and it's a little bit dirty. But you can see here, everything's good. Bed opens like you'd expect. It's got a rubber bed mat in it, so you can see where the turnover ball is. But everything's there like it should be. Chrome bumper does have a little bit of a dent in it right here. Not terrible though, and not even all that noticeable unless you're looking at the right angles. We do have an aftermarket exhaust on it, straight pipe. I think we're dealing with a 4-inch here. I'm not 100% certain. I haven't measured it yet, to be honest with you guys. But you know, it's not without its flaws. It's got, you know, some paint chips and things of that nature, about what you expect for a 15-year-old truck. There is a little bit of denting here, if the light catches it just right, that you can see, but overall very straight, and from a distance you don't notice it too bad at all. Windows are tinted on the front, so now on the front bumper we do have a little bit of rust here, but once again, you know, it's from 10 feet back, you don't notice it too bad. This guy, the little trim is wanting to come out, not exactly sure why, but no big deal. We got the fog lights, a little bit of hazing on the headlights, but once again, 15-year-old pickup, who really cares, right? Let's take a look at the interior real quick so you guys can see how it looks. Looking right here in the front, you can tell first thing is that we do have a tear in the seat, but that's pretty common for these pickups. We've got a little bit of wear on the armrest here in the leather, not a huge deal. Whenever I first bought it, this would not open, but with a little bit of WD-40 and 5 minutes worth of work, we got this guy opening and functioning just like it should. It's got the flip-up console, which I actually like because I've never had a truck with a flip-up console in it. So you got a lot of extra room in here. The passenger window motor, I'll show you guys, is a little bit slow. It was really slow and got to where it didn't want to go up or down whenever I first bought the truck, as you can see. But I have hit it with some silicone on both sides, which does seem to help it. I mean, it does actually go all the way up and down now, albeit slow. real slow today, and probably because we got the battery off. But anywho, that'll probably need replaced eventually. I'm not in a huge hurry right now. As you can see, we got four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive does work. You can hear it. Engages just fine. We've actually got to test it out. We got some trailer brakes. You know, your fog lights, everything you've come to expect. All windows work, locks work. The 5 setting on the fan speed does not work, but we are going to, I've actually got the part to fix that. And everything else over here works though. Your HVAC controls, your heat, AC works good, which is really nice. Now, whenever I did buy it, the headliner was falling off in the front here. It was hanging down a good several inches. As you can see over there too, it's starting to fall. And in fact, it was worse in like right here. But I actually bought some headliner glue. I didn't pull it all the way off, as you can tell, because it's still pretty dirty, and you can see here that it's still wanting to fall. But I just tacked it up with some of that glue there. As you can see, I got a little bit of overspray that I need to take care of there. But did get it tacked up enough to where I'm happy. It was falling a little bit here, as you can see, a little bit of foam showing under there, but got that tacked back up. The back seat doesn't really look like it was used much at all, as you can see. The guy I bought it from actually had some ball joints that he gave me with it, even though he went through the front end. I mean, it's got all new shocks and everything. And that's one thing I was a little bit worried about. It's got 200,000 plus miles on it, but he redid the front end. You know, with these diesel engines being so heavy, that's a lot of wear and tear on your components in the front end, but he pretty much redid the whole front end on this truck. So speaking of that, let's take a look at the mileage like I was talking to you guys about. It is sitting at, right now, almost 213,000 miles. Let's start her up so you guys can check it out. Starts pretty easy. And as you can see, we don't have any sort of lights on, which is awesome. No ABS, no brake lights, no parking brake lights, no service engine lights. So, oh yeah, this is kind of sweet. The aftermarket radio here. You can see it's a flip out screen, and you can program it up for a rear view camera if you want, but I don't know if we'll ever get around to that. All gauges work, which, you know, gauges are a failure point on these pickups, as are the gear selectors, but this one's not burnt out yet, luckily. Compass and everything works. Let me pop the hood so you guys can hear how the truck sounds, and then we'll walk around and hear that straight pipe. Nothing like the sound of diesel, guys. It sounds really good. Especially coming around to this straight pipe. Very nice sounding truck. Lots of power with the diesel engine. Let's go ahead and crank her off so you guys can actually hear me talk to you. So coming around the front, like I say, we've already discussed the straight pipe mod. Some other things that have been done to it, which I need to address here. It's got a nice K&N intake, but it's pretty dirty, as you can tell. We're actually going to clean that in another video, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And the resonator has been removed, deleted, whatever you guys want to call it. So that's gone, which makes for a really nice turbo whistle, I gotta say. You'll see here that the batteries are 10 years old almost, which is crazy. They got a date of 7/10. So these are going to have to be replaced eventually. But they're the EverStart Max batteries. My father had one of these batteries, and he got almost 10 years out of his. And the only reason he replaced it was he just, you know, he knew eventually it was going to leave him stranded. And that's kind of where I am with these is, you know, they work great, and they seem to test out okay. But 10 years is a long time for a battery. But you can see overall, you know, it's a little dusty. This truck was actually bought local in my hometown, believe it or not. A little dusty from some county roads, but you know, nothing that you wouldn't expect from a truck like this. So everything does work on the truck. I haven't found anything that's wrong with it besides the fan speed being set on 5 not working. And I did last weekend end up having to put some thermostats in it. The first week I had it, it wasn't really an issue. But I noticed whenever it got really, really cold that it didn't want to heat up very well. And I'm kind of new to the diesels, so I noticed that it would only heat up, you know, 1 or 2 ticks past 160 degrees. But now I've got this guy warming up to 185, which is when the thermostat's open, and it'll do that even on the coldest of days. Another really cool thing is I've got some cold start videos for you guys. You know, below 30 degrees, as long as you let those glow plugs heat up, this thing will fire right up and go as far as you need it to. As you can see on the dash over there, there is a little bit of paint peeling or whatever it is, the laminate's de-peeling, whatever it is, I don't know. But you know, for a work truck and under 10 grand, I'm really happy with this truck. So, as we were talking about earlier, how much did I pay for this truck? Well, guys, got a clean and clear title signed over to me for $9,000, which I feel like is a really good deal on this pickup right here. So far, it hasn't really given me any trouble other than, you know, changing the thermostats out, which was an easy job. You know, it took me about 30 minutes, recorded the whole thing, did a video on it that'll be live soon for you guys. But, you know, this truck has got lots of power, and I believe it's got lots of life left in it. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but this is the LB7, so this is the earlier generation, which a lot of people are like, well, you know, those had injector issues, and yes, they did. But the guy I bought it from said that the injectors were done at 185,000 miles, and while they're at it, did the gasket and head studs. So, you know, the biggest issues with these trucks, this one's already been taken care of in that respect. I don't have anything that I can hook up to it to check the injector balance rates, but you know, it doesn't blow any smoke. It idles good, seems to run good, no smoke of any kind whatsoever, really. And of course, we tested it for blow-by. I'm going to do another video for you guys to kind of show you how to test out these diesel engines so you can know if you're getting a good deal or not. And this truck is good to go, and I'd say good to go for quite a while now. Alright guys, so that was a look at the 2004 LB7 Duramax that we picked up for $9 grand. I gotta say, I'm really excited about. If you guys have been following the channel, you know that we've got a 98 ZR2 S10. I am going to be selling that truck. In fact, I've got it listed right now. I just listed it today. So, you know, we've got 4 vehicles. We got to get rid of one of them. So this is kind of the project to the channel. I've got my 2014 High Country about where I want it. Don't want to modify it anymore, you know, since it's a good daily driver. This thing, though, the great thing about it is that you know, if I want to tear it apart and leave it torn apart for a weekend, no big deal. I've got that guy that I can drive over there. So that's what makes this truck a lot of fun. And it is nice having a spare truck that, you know, I can drive this one around on the dirt roads, clean this one up real nice, and then don't have to worry about cleaning it as much anymore. So guys, if you enjoy this sort of content with these trucks, definitely be sure to hit that like button. Also be sure to subscribe, that way you can get future notifications whenever we got new videos coming out. And be sure to share this video with your friends, guys. Show them how much truck they can get for under $10,000. I think you'd be really surprised and pleased compared to some of these new trucks that are running, you know, $50,000 to $70,000, depending on how you want to option it out with engines and interior. All right, guys, until next time, thanks for checking out the video, and take care.